You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Andy Smith.
And I'm Tim Fulton.
This episode of Fight Fan Weekly, we are going to be talking about drugs.
Drugs.
Nate Diaz
The vegan kind.
Nate Diaz gets flagged for PEDs or some banned substance.
I was reading into it a little bit, and it was super duper technical.
What did you hear? What did you read?
So I read, and this is going to be the super layman's term for everything.
Okay.
But there is a natural hormone that exists in certain vegan products, or the one he takes specifically. However, for it to be over the threshold for it to be legal, he would have to take like 1,000 pills at a time.
Okay.
So he had long since asked the administration, can I take these? Yeah, can I take these? They said yes. And that's where the story unfolds, because when they did the drug test for him, his levels were super elevated beyond the threshold.
Okay.
And that's where the problem occurred.
Yeah. So this is how it used to work when you got flagged. You would get popped for something, and then they would basically announce that you got popped for it. And the problem with that they would run into is that in today's world, you don't necessarily have to be guilty. You just got to get accused.
Yeah.
So they kind of stopped doing that, which I agree.
I agree too.
They're like, we're not going to come out and say that you popped until we kind of figure this out. So I don't know if you saw Nate's tweet, but that's what he was referring to when he says, I'm not going to stay quiet about this. So Nate's take on it was, I didn't take shit. I don't give a fuck what you guys say. Figure this shit out. I'm not staying quiet about it. We have a fight to go on here. So you either fix it and we'll fight, or the fight's off. Fuck you. And it worked because they figured it out.
Quickly.
Yeah.
It was like 24, 48 hours after the fact he was back on.
And
hard.
it's weird because every time not every time, most times when somebody gets popped for something, you do have skeptical hippo eyes. You're like, the sniff test. You know, what's going on here? Like, I believe it. You know what I mean? Nate Diaz, I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way that either one of them is doing anything but smoking massive amounts of weed. They believe they're both vegan or vegetarian, whatever the...
He's taking vegan supplements, so that's what I would tend to believe.
Yeah. But yeah, those guys have never had an issue with anything other than weed getting popped for.
Exactly. And that was like the community outrage as well. Almost like every single fighter.
Yeah.
Dana White even came out and said there's just no way.
Yeah.
There's
not that you can always
absolutely no
tell
way.
from looking at someone, but he doesn't look like he's taking a bunch of shit. It doesn't really mean anything because guys have taken it that don't look like they're on it, and, you know, whatever. But, so the fight was off, and then now the fight's back on because they figured it out.
Which, thank God.
Yeah.
Like, his is probably the worst case and the best case scenario all rolled into one. Worst case in that he very likely, in my eyes, did not take anything, right?
No, he didn't take anything.
He didn't take anything. But he got popped for it. So worst case scenario, right off the bat. Huge event. Like, arguably probably the biggest event so far this year. Maybe.
Arguably, yeah.
Arguably.
Yeah.
And he's taken off. Worst case scenario. Best case scenario, it's resolved within 24, 48 hours.
Yeah.
And it's almost universally agreed, no, he did not do this. So at least, for me, looking in, like, for these fighters, like you said, the sniff test. Did he? Did he not?
Yeah.
At least he's not going to have that attached to his name, because almost everyone instantly said there's no.
Well, the thing that's good for him is that because he is who he is and he has conducted himself as such, he has that aura of like he wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But if this was somebody else who looked like they
could
take steroids or whatever performance drug, but people look at PEDs, they think steroids and all that, and that's what all it is. But if somebody else was doing it or they got caught for that, even if they were innocent, people would still be like, oh, the sniff test. Well, the sniff test doesn't mean fucking shit, okay? we shouldn't be judging people by the sniff test. Now, does that mean we don't? Of course not. I've judged people by the sniff test. But I think it was interesting that he decided to say, no, I'm not going to keep this under wraps. I'm going to put it out there because I'm putting it now back on you guys. I'm telling you I didn't do anything. I'm not hiding anything. You figure it out. And if it doesn't happen, the fight doesn't happen, it's on you. So you can go ahead and take credit for fucking this up because I didn't fuck it up. You fucked it up.
Yeah, which is 100% fair.
Yeah.
It's funny. The USADA blatantly said, we do not comment on anything unless other people comment first. So like once Nate Diaz said something, they're like, all right, well, now we have to kind of speak up a little bit.
And Masvidal said, he tweeted out something saying, like, I know you didn't take anything.
Yeah, he just wants to fight.
Yeah. Street Jesus.
Yeah. It would suck for him, too. Like, this is, like we said, arguably one of the biggest build fights.
I can't think of one right off the top of my head that you could say, like, it definitely beats that because this one, it's got a lot of stuff. It's got a lot of hype to it. It's fun.
A lot of hype to it.
It goes back to the tournament days. Like, you know that this belt is not like the other belts, not just because it's called the bad motherfucker belt or baddest motherfucker belt.
They made it.
Huh?
They made it for this fight.
Yeah, but the thing is that you can't, like, when you win a belt in another weight class, you win the belt.
Yeah.
So if I now, like, you get your own belt, but when I beat you, technically, I take your belt.
Yeah.
That can't happen with this belt because it's a one-time deal. It's like it's not a linear belt. It's a one-time tournament belt.
Did you see or hear what this belt cost?
No.
Dana White said it cost like $50,000 to make.
I don't know if I've even seen it.
I haven't seen it either, but it just...
have they posted it?
I forget where I read this. I probably read it on my phone or something stupid like
probably.
That. But
Probably.
But look it up. They say it's worth like $50,000, which means probably all the other belts are too. And that just... I know, like, yeah, these belts are important, and, like, this is what people are fighting for, and, like...
No, but you shouldn't get some rinky-dink plastic fucking trophy like you do when you're in a Cub Scouts.
$50,000?
Dude, they're prize fighters.
Yeah.
Prize. I want a prize. If I'm fighting, I want a prize.
Dude,
give me money and something shiny.
I'd be at a pawn shop so fast.
Yeah. But having that belt might be worth more money than selling it.
Yeah, can you imagine the news headlines? You'd
just having it. Carrying around. People want to interview you because you have the belt or whatever.
Would you ever take it anywhere, though?
Dude, Tim Sylvia wore his UFC heavyweight championship belt out to clubs for, like, the whole time he had it. He would wear it out around his waist just walking around.
I mean, you can't blame the guy.
No. Some guys just put him probably in their house somewhere, and other guys, they carry him around everywhere.
I wonder if there's, like, rules what you can and can't do with it.
I don't think so. Unless it's, like, for the like, you can't bring it in somewhere, like, through the metal detector or something.
I wonder how nasty those are going to be after a time.
I don't think anybody gives a shit. It's fucking
it's probably
one
not
of the baddest ass things you can ever have.
Think about it. It's been in clubs.
But
been with more women than me.
There's a lot of people hating on the BMF title. I had mixed feelings about it because it is kind of a WWE type of feel to it because it's kind of not a mockery, but it's like it's a little like a theatrical kind of a aspect to this.
100%.
But Dana White basically came out and was saying, "Yeah, I know that it's that. We're not going to do this all the time, but it is fun to have things like this sometimes."
Yeah.
It is.
It is fun to have shit like that, and it's to spice things up.
And for all the haters out there, this is all anyone's been talking about in the UFC for the last couple weeks. So they're doing something right.
Oh,
whether it's good or bad that they're saying, people are going to watch this fight. And fucking The Rock apparently is given the strap. He's going to be the one that's putting it on.
That's a little corny, but awesome at the same time.
Yeah, which makes it more WWE-like. But if you think about it,
way more WWE-like.
What's crazy with that guy is he is the highest paid movie star, I think, of all time.
If not all time, at least within the past, like, 5 or 10 years.
Which is crazy because he started off as a wrestler.
Yeah.
And his early movies were bad.
That is a true rags to riches story.
Yeah. Like, he
made his own empire.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And now he gets to
that guy is now coming in and being like, "Oh, I want to do this." To get him involved to do it, I'm sure, it at least he has to think it's a big deal for him to want to do that.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that for just anything.
No.
No,
they might not be paying him, but just the whole, like, I want to be a part of this because this is huge. Even just as a fan, whether they're paying him or not, but just for him to say, I'm going to make sure I'm there to do this is a big statement. That's going to bring, that alone, having him there is going to draw so many more people to watch that.
Which is stupid, but I get it.
Yeah, well, because now he's a part of it. Now he's going to want to promote it. Whereas before, he probably wouldn't be doing that.
Oh, 100%.
So now I'm fucking all excited for this shit. I'm even more excited. You know what? I take back every bad thing I said about the BMF belt. I want to fucking, I'm in. I'm 100% in.
You're 100%
Put all my chips in the pot. Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
It is going to be a little crazy.
It's going to be a fun night.
Thankfully, we actually get to see it. Nate Diaz, we do not believe you took performance-enhancing drugs.
No. Innocent.
Innocent. Until proven guilty.
Yeah.
All right, peeps. I believe that is all we got.
Yeah, that's it. This is a little special edition for you.
Yeah, a little extra.
A little extra.
Do you know what else is extra?
What's that?
Our new shirts.
What?
We have the V-cut shirts, both women and men.
Oh, shit.
So go and check it out at brodownpro.com. We have all the classic things that you love.
They're going to be hitting the shelves on Monday. Noon-ish. Noonish. Yeah.
We're always a little hazy on time.
Yeah, but no. V-necks are fucking dope.
They are kind of dope. They feel really good, too.
Yep, we got men's, women's, everything. Check it out.
Not children's,
brodownpro.com. Go there now. Buy
Peace
some
out,
stuff.
everybody. God damn it.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking